Hello, everyone. So it is April 11th. It is Friday. I have just got back home from work and it was a long day. Busy like usual, and then things just start going downhill like a couple hours before the end of my shift. But as you may notice, I am colorful once again because yeah, I thought, why am I going back to my natural hair? I really miss my color and I chose this. So, yay. I had a lot of people that were so excited to see my colorful hair back, and no regrets. I have no regrets with this. But anyways, I have been somewhat busy. Obviously, I haven't recorded in a long time, but my grandma got sick for a whole month with the flu. And then my daughter and I got the cold. So it's been nonstop sickness in the house all winter. To which I did one craft show, and it wasn't like bad. I paid $25 and it was a 2-day event for one table. I made like $150 something, but I only brought my crocheted items, which didn't do like that bad, but didn't do that great because the traffic was there, but I guess it wasn't the right crowd. There was a lot of people that said the same lines, like, I wish I had grandbabies. And then there was I could like see parents kind of shooing their kids away from my booth because it did attract children. I'm holding my phone, so it's getting a little shaky. But I guess the way I would put it is the area isn't like a high income area either, and I know that my prices seem high, but I'm also not going to lower them in a sense. Like, I'm not going to lower them when I know that technically what I charge for my items is typically lower than what I've seen other crocheters charge. So it's not that I am labeling them at a very high price, and I'm not selling them for dirt cheap either. I feel like I'm actually like at a competitive rate in a sense. Am I truly paying myself enough? Probably not. But also, this isn't my full-time job. This is my hobby. If I was making this like my full-time job, then I might like consider upping my price from that standpoint. But anyways, besides all that, overall, this show it's not the same location as doing another show on May 3rd, which I've already signed up for that one, and I paid $40. It's a one-day event, but I have 2 tables this time, and I'm not just bringing my crocheted items. I am doing both my crocheted and sewn items, and because I have so much leftover crocheted inventory, I am not working on crocheted items. I might actually like do some more loaf cats because those were popular, but other than that, all the other items I am not going to make anymore at the moment. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on my sewn inventory because I have absolutely zip on sewn inventory besides these ID wallets that I made. I'm not going to show you my ID, but I'll show you the ones that I have made when I am inside again. I feel like I say all the time. I'm sorry. Just a bad habit. But I have 5 or 6 made. I think I only have 5 left, because I originally made 12. I kept 1, which is the one that I have on my neck, and then I started selling more after I posted it on my Facebook page. So it was a win-win. But at the same time, I'm also trying to build up my inventory because I have a show in less than a month. So I really need to concentrate on getting some inventory done. So far, the things I've thought of making is book sleeves, bookmarks. I might make some AirPod cases, maybe some makeup bags. And I know I was going to do like a KitchenAid bowl cover. And I don't know if I'm going to use my KitchenAid mixer as a display, but I have thought about it. Not 100% sure. We'll see about that. But then if there is anything else, it might be like bowl cozies, pint cozies. I was going to do popsicle holders because since summertime is coming up, popsicle holders would be a great item to have for kids that I feel like parents would be willing to pay for those. I know I didn't technically charge much for those. I think I only charged like $5 for a popsicle holder. So we'll see. But anyways, throughout this weekend, I'm hopefully going to get some stuff done and figured have you join me this weekend and on my days off maybe. I mean, I have a 3-year-old that will try to get in the camera and everything, so it might be a little bit difficult. But anyways, I need to get inside and I will show you those ID wallets. So, I did not end up being productive here. I ended up prepping breakfast muffins, the whole shebang, and then my grandma got home and we went out to eat. And now we're back and it's like past, I think it's almost 9 o'clock now. So yeah, and I work at 6 a.m. So I really need to get ready for bed. But I also really wanted to show you guys these ID wallets that I made before I end up getting ready for bed. Plus, the fact that I want to also let you guys know I'm going to Joann's tomorrow. I might record me kind of getting the view of my local Joann's and how their shelves look. But anyways, let me show you these ID wallets. I'm not going to distract myself here. I know I'm kind of like a squirrel. But anyways, first up, we got this rose pattern. This is what they look like. The lanyard matches the main fabric on the wallet. And then the ID pocket is right here. I put my business card in here. I figured this would be the best way to display my items, especially at craft shows, is just to have my business card already in it. And then there's just the zipper pouch for this one. I added the green. Just going to set this beside me here. And then next up is this yellow pattern. Now, I really love this fabric. And it's one of those fabrics at Joann's that I really wish I would have got more of because now I can't find it. Nowhere to be seen. But as for the inside of this one, it is like a dark blue floral, or not floral, fall. A fall pattern. And then you'll notice that I don't really edit my videos because I'm not a perfectionist. Well, I am a perfectionist. I'm just not the type that I need to make everything perfect when it comes to this situation because I don't make these videos to hopefully be popular or anything. Obviously, I don't even upload videos that fast currently to where I could gain the popularity in a sense. But I just do this because I want to show what I make and have you guys join along. I'm not as consistent as other crafters when it comes to going to craft shows and whatnot. But like I said, I'm a full-time worker and I'm a mom. Yes, there's others like me out there, but at the same time, I have my own personal stuff going on. And I'm just thankful for what I can do now. And I appreciate anybody that comes and checks out my channel for whatever reason they have. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're like me. Sometimes I just throw on a video to listen to while I either lay in bed like a sack of potatoes or I'm actually crafting. But back to the wallets. I have this fall theme sunflower pattern here. And I paired it with, it's like a burnt orange fabric on the inside. And then I have this one. I've had this fabric for a while. I can't remember where I got it from. It was either from Joann's or Hobby Lobby. But as for this one, I paired it with this orange fabric with like a floral design inside. I couldn't really find anything that really popped out that would match this fabric, but I felt that orange really like went well and popped out the details in this. I don't know. Like, how do you guys sometimes pair your fabrics? Because for me, I tend to look for the one color that's not as bold in the main fabric and use that as the accent fabric to bring out that color a little bit to make it pop. Do I make sense? I don't know if I do. But this one, I am actually a big fan of this fabric right here. I do believe this is one of the fabrics that I actually got 2 yards of at Joann's. So I have plenty of this fabric for whatever I decide to do with it. But again, I'm going to miss it when this fabric is gone. But for the inside of this one, I chose this pink fabric for the lining. And I technically sell these for $15 each. I really feel like that I probably should up my price to $20. But I don't know. I am so bad at pricing things to where trying to up my price, I kind of feel guilty, even though I know that the materials, the time, everything adds up. And I know I deserve to earn more than that with what I'm producing. But I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Even my own grandpa, when I told him that I was selling them for $15 each, he immediately said, "That's cheap." And I appreciate him because he does like point out when I am selling things cheaper than I probably should. So even like the people that did buy these ID wallets from me are like, man, that's a really good price. So, because obviously when you get ones from the store, you're probably paying just as much or close to it. And with it being an actual handmade item from a local, it should be way more. I don't know. I have a difficult time with the pricing situation. Maybe I just need to gather the courage eventually to up it a little bit to see how I do within the areas that I do craft shows in. But anyways, I really need to get to bed, and I hope you look forward to joining me tomorrow in my little shopping trip. Alright, so it is the next day. I did not get that many clips from yesterday, but essentially just went to Joann's and TJ Maxx, the usual. Then went to work this morning. Then as soon as I got home originally, my grandpa and I went out to eat. And now I'm back home again. I think I am going to cut up some fabric for lanyards and wristlets, small things like that. I may also cut up strips for pacifier clips, but I do know that I do need to cut some fabric for at least like the book sleeves, because I definitely wanted to have a good variety of book sleeves for this upcoming show. I did not count down the days, but I'm like, I know that the craft show is like getting real close. So I really need to get some of this stuff done. And it's like all the things that I want to make at this point, I really just need to like get my small stuff done first and then do as many of the big items as I can. Not even like big, but like medium size, like makeup bags, that sort of size. and my book sleeves, but I'm looking at my stash and trying to decide on what exactly I want to use. But I'm going to get started on that, and let's see what I can get done tonight. So I got some cutting done, but not really much. I just started cutting some 4-inch strips from the whole width of the fabric itself. And then I also cut out circles for the KitchenAid mixer bowls. As for the 4-inch strips, I should probably explain the fact that quite a few items are based on the 4-inch strip, with the 1-inch lanyard, the pacifier clips, and the wristlets. They all contain 4-inch strips. So I am just going through all sorts of different fabrics and cutting 2 4-inch strips out of each fabric. I'm definitely going to be cutting out more than what I have right now, but it's also like past 8 o'clock. I still need to take a shower and get ready for bed. And then I also need to put everything away. So this is going to have to be put on hold until not tomorrow, but Tuesday, because I pick up my daughter tomorrow, and unfortunately I won't be home because of the fact of who is watching my daughter tomorrow. So I'm technically going to be staying at my mom's house, and I don't really want to try to carry a bunch of fabric with me in a giant cutting mat and whatnot. So for now, I guess this is going to have to be put on hold till Tuesday, and then I have Wednesday and Thursday off. So my goal this week is to at least finish all my inventory for my small items. So lanyards, wristlets, pacifier clips, all those I want done. And then I also need to double check on the AirPod cases that I want to make. So I do need to make a mock-up to make sure that it's the right size before I go and start cutting out all sorts of different strips just for that as well. But real quick, I'll show you the fabric that I did cut at the moment. So not really much for the 4-inch strips. So there's that. I got that plaid, this purple. And then I did this cow print. But I am just going with all the different cute fabrics that would go well for anything. Like I've said before, I like a variety. I want people to see that there is something to look at, to sort through. And not only that, but you never know, like to some, purple just catches some people's eyes, or even just seeing cow print. There's all sorts of different people out there, and I want that variety for the people that come by my booth. I literally have my KitchenAid bowl in here, but I'm kind of sticking to certain fabrics for this. But I am using this chicken fabric for one of them, and I literally just laid it out, cut out a big circle, so that way I got 2 pieces. I haven't picked out the lining for each of these yet, so this is, all the ones that I'm showing right now are what's supposed to be one side, and then I have to choose what I'm going to pair with each one of these. But then I got this fabric, this cute strawberry mouse fabric. That is like one of my favorites. And then I did more of this because this one was the fabric that I designated just for this project. So, but for this and the strawberry mouse, I wanted a red plaid fabric, and I don't have red plaid. I have like a green plaid that might go with this one, but I think I want a red one to really make it pop out. I could easily find fabric for this just because there is that nice variety of colors that I can pair this with. And then as for this, I am probably going to look for either a white or black and white fabric to go on the other side, just a different pattern of sorts. Maybe choose a different color for this. We'll see. It is Tuesday. I am finally back home. I am so exhausted. I had such a terrible day at work. But I made it. And my daughter is no longer in a bad mood because she threw a temper tantrum living grandma's house, which mama was not in a good mood. So, yeah, we were upsetty spaghetti. But now that I'm home, even though I'm so exhausted, I'm trying to tell myself that I really need to cut up my fabric. At least cut up all that I want to cut up, so that way, starting tomorrow, I can sew all the pieces together. So let's hope that I can get that done. So it is Wednesday, April 16th. Yesterday I got a surprise visit from my mom and her husband. So yeah, I didn't really get as much done as I possibly could, but I still got quite a bit fabric cut up. No sewing currently. I don't know if I'm going to start sewing tonight. I might just concentrate on just cutting up fabric like I have been. But right now I have like a pile for my 4-inch strips, my ID wallets. I only cut out one set for the AirPod. I think it's like 1 and 2 regular AirPods and AirPod Pro case. So I know I could test out the AirPod 1-2 case because that's what I have. As for the AirPod Pro, I wouldn't be able to test it out till Friday. So I know for sure that I'll probably go ahead and just sew those ones up by tomorrow. So that way I could at least test out mine and test out my manager who has the Pro. And then I also have some fabric cut out for these keychain bows. I saw it on Pinterest and it was a video, and it's such an easy tutorial that I thought they were cute as can be, and I absolutely have to try it. And then also I have a pile for all 3 sizes of my book sleeves, along with my KitchenAid mixer covers. And that's all that can fit on my iron board because I don't have anywhere else to like pre-cut fabric for other things. But I figured I could show you real quick how I got it laid out, so that way if you ever like just want to take a day to cut fabric, this is how I do it. So this is the ironing board with all my stuff. I still have stuff from when I stayed at my mom's laying around that I need to pick up, but I have my KitchenAid mixer cover template used to cover up the pieces that I cut out for that. And then I kind of just wrote on a piece of paper and cut out strips of what each thing is. But this pile right here is my ID wallets. And then we have the lanyard wristlet and pacifier clips. This is the, at least the pile that I would create for the AirPod Pro cases. And then I wrote down what size I cut out. So that way, hopefully, it will work. Not 100% sure. We'll see. And then these are for the keychain bows. I cannot wait to make these, but I am missing a couple things to manage this. So these will probably have to wait till Friday. And then this is the one for the AirPod 1-2 cases. Again, I wrote the size down, so hopefully these mock-ups will work. And then this is just the pile for my book sleeves. I haven't added to this yet, but I got like the large, the medium, and the small size. I'm almost tempted to not do all 3 sizes, but we'll see. And also I decided, because I was going to cut out strips of fabric to use as the tie at the top, but I think I am just going to go and get like, I believe I will probably do like 1-inch ribbon, and I'll just have to properly sew the ends so that way they look clean. But I never bought ribbon, so I can't do these quite yet. But that is my pile currently for the ironing board, and this is what I'll be adding to throughout today. But hopefully I got these measurements right, and I already have the clear vinyl cutout for these. And does anyone else have trouble like kind of deciding what fabrics you want to use? Because for me, I have a lot of cute fabrics I only got a yard of. And of course, a lot of them are from Joann's and I can't get them anymore. So now I'm just kind of on the hunt for more cute fabrics that from now on I should probably get at least 2 yards of if I really like it. So that's my dilemma, and it is time for me to start cutting more fabric. So another thing, because I am looking for something to watch / listen to as I'm cutting fabric, what do you guys prefer to actually watch and listen to when you're sewing or cutting fabric or crocheting, whatever it is you like to do? I know for me, I tend to go towards like Expedition Unknown, Ghost Adventures, things like that. I don't really have like any other shows that I watch other than those. Like I'm really into documentaries and all that. I'm always looking for like new shows too, so if you have recommendations, let me know. I have Discovery Plus, so sometimes I tend to wander off and see if I find anything new to me. So let's see what I'll end up watching. It'll probably be the usual. So it is Thursday and we are about to head off to Hobby Lobby because I need some fabric for certain other fabrics. So we are about to take off for that, and I got my daughter back here. My grandpa is also joining us today. So we're gonna go for a little road trip. She absolutely loves that tumbler because I have my own big tumbler, which I don't have with me right now. But she always would drink out of it, so I got her her own one that I found at TJ Maxx. So not a very productive day, but still a productive day because I did still get some fabric cut. Like I didn't start cutting fabric till like 6:30 at night. It is like past 9 o'clock now. I really need to get to bed because I got work in the morning. And after my daughter got picked up by her dad today, I cut out some more fabric, but then I also was like, you know what? I really need to sew up the AirPod cases to test them out, which this turned out good, except I need to add some length to the flap. I am going to add to where it'll be like an extra 1/2 inch just to get it down towards the center. But overall it turned out nice. It's really cute. I don't like how short the top is, so I'm gonna add some extra length there. As for the other one, I definitely need to add length to it. Like, it is way too short. I don't know where in my mind I thought this would be long enough. So definitely going to add some length, but I'm still going to bring this to test out this part so that way I can make sure that I measured this part right at least, so that way when I go to adjust the height, it's correct. But overall, I think I did a pretty good job on those. So I don't know, we'll see by tomorrow, and then tomorrow I can finally do like the finalized size and start pre-cutting fabric for these. Also, real quick, I think I will do a sewing tutorial or how to sew one of these once I get the measurements right, because I feel like that I have not seen any YouTube tutorial, at least not a free one, on how to make something like this. I've seen other YouTubers like make these products and sell them at craft shows, but never like share the measurements, at least from what I've noticed. I don't know if there is one out there that has. When I was trying to look up tutorials on how to make one of these, it was like the ones with the charging ports. And even though I'm skilled enough to make those, it takes way more time and much more skill, which I have, to make one. But for those who are like starting off, I feel like there should be a more beginner friendly one like this. So I think I will make a video once I perfect the measurements and share how I make these. Since I'm already up late and I'm gonna get very little sleep, I figured I would kind of show you guys what I'm doing based on like keeping track of what I'm cutting in a sense, or how much I have of inventory, because I just realized how many items I plan on sewing for these upcoming craft shows. And given the fact that I just have a tiny bit over 2 weeks till the first one, I have a lot to do. And I don't know if I'm going to reach my goal with what I have written here, but I figured give you guys a look at how I'm kind of planning out things. Alright, I don't want to make this too long because staring at a list is boring, but I simply just wrote down my items. Anything that has like small, medium, large, I obviously write down below what I wrote down, and then I'm doing a tally system. ID wallets. I technically only have 5 done, as you've seen earlier in the video. The rest of these are just what I have pre-cut. So I technically don't have like 17 done, but I know for sure I will have them done before the craft show. But then to the right, I have what I want as the minimum. And by the time I like reach that minimum, I will move on to another item, so that way I'm making sure I'm getting as much done as possible. I am not guaranteeing to myself that I will get all this done, because not just this front, there's also stuff on the back. And I don't want to stress myself out like trying to reach this, but this is my goal on how much I want of each item for this show. That's why I put a minimum, and once I reach that minimum, I can move on to another item. And if I do complete this list, then I can see what do I want to add more of to each individual item, like what I have time for. But that's how I'm going about things at the moment. And there's a possibility I could be adding more to the list. But I'm not going to concentrate on that right now. And I'm going to head to bed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. More than likely tomorrow will be my last day of recording for this video. And then starting over on Saturday as my 2-week mark till the craft show, so that way we could see how much progress I can do throughout the next couple weeks. So, random thought as I'm looking at my handwriting and also thinking about some of the younger associates that I have at my workplace. Who knows how to write cursive? Because there is a lot of like the 16 to 18-year-olds at my work that only know how to write their name in cursive for like signature situations. I'm 27. I know for sure that my generation got the full like how to write cursive the proper way. I will admit that my cursive isn't correct. I write my cursive based on what I think it should be written as. Like, I know traditionally M is supposed to be 3 hills and then N is 2 hills, but in my child mind, and even in my mind now, I'm like, I feel like that's dumb. To me, it's dumb. I don't see the purpose of making more hills to make it look fancier, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, who knows how to write cursive? I'm very curious on if there is like some of the younger generations that still are getting like the full lesson on how to write the whole alphabet of cursive letters, because I don't know if it's just like a new thing or if it's just my area. So, absolutely crazy day at work, not gonna lie, and I'm currently on lunch, and I just have to share that I bought a little pre-made lunch, and that is the tiniest orange I have ever gotten in my life. Like, I guess I didn't pay attention to the size of the orange. I just saw orange. I was like, yeah, nice. And I don't know, like, it's a sad little orange. I mean, it's probably still good, but still, that is so tiny. So, this is the biggest piece out of that orange. I mean, it's still good, just very tiny. My hair is all over the place. When I got home, I took an almost 2-hour nap because today at work just killed me. And when I woke up to eat, I didn't have back pain anymore and my neck was feeling much better, but the tiredness is still there. I'm really hoping I'm not sick. I don't think I am. I think today was just work kicking my butt and all the stress. Gotta love holiday weekends. But hopefully tomorrow I will start off on a better note because I tried to cut my 4-inch strips, but this exhaustion is just getting to me. So I think I'll end this video here, and hopefully tomorrow as I start my 2 weeks till my craft show video that I'll be much better. Hope so, at least, because there's so much to do in these next 2 weeks, and I think that stress alone isn't helping on top of everything else that's going on. So, but thank you to everyone that watches my videos for the fun of it. But I will see you guys later.